To Aspire, Part 4, The Way of the Warrior. The Ask Dr. Tommy O Show is sponsored by Health Education Learning Program, Inc., a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the health of underserved residents residing within New York City. The series, To Aspire, is supported by Bishop Dr. Timothy Burkett and Church of Life Community Church, as well as Kathy G. Shu, CPA, and Diamond Accounting. This series is dedicated to my hometown, Freeport, New York.
Welcome to the Ask Dr. Tommy O Show. The Ask Dr. Tommy O Show takes a holistic approach to our community's healthcare needs and concerns. And I'm your host, Dr. Tommy O. As I stated in the opening credits, this show is now sponsored by Health Education Learning Programs, which is a nonprofit organization that is geared towards helping inner city, financially distressed families to lead a better and healthy lifestyle. So what I'd like to do now is go over today's topic. Topic today is called To Inspire, and this is part 4, the 4th part within the To Aspire series. The name of the show is The Way of the Warrior, and there's a reason why I chose that name. So let's define again to aspire. To aspire, to seek, to attain or accomplish a particular goal, such as a particular career or level of success. Success is important in every aspect of life, spiritually, physically, and educational-wise. Very important. So I'm going to give you a couple of teasers before I introduce my guest who I've known for more than 25 years. So sit back, and here's a little teasers because we're going to drop a few names here. So some fun facts. My guest, he's a close friend of Chuck D, Eddie Murphy, Aaron Hall, and Kyle Jason. Kyle and I, we grew up together and we graduated high school. That's Freeport High School, class of '82. He's originally from Roosevelt, and his family moved to Freeport, and that's why he graduated with me. If he would have stayed in Roosevelt, he would have graduated with Aaron Hall, and Aaron Hall is the voice behind Guy, the R&B band Guy from the late 80s, early 90s, and part of New Jack Swing. He also studied ninjutsu, and he's a master, and he studied under Grandmaster Duncan, and we'll discuss that. Unfortunately, he passed about a year and a half ago, and my guest will discuss that as well. He was the first rapper on Long Island to get a record deal. He was part of Spectrum City, and which eventually morphed into Public Enemy, which he was a part of at the very beginning. He worked as a security guard for several entertainers, and he'll go in and name some entertainers he worked for. He owns his own martial arts school. He's on TV, and he has a couple of shows that he's involved with, and one of the shows is Self-Defense, where he teaches children and women how to protect themselves, and that's his passion. So what I'd like to do is introduce Sensei Aaron Allen. Sensei, welcome to the show.
Nice to be here. How you doing?
We're doing well here.
Good.
All right. This is part of the family here. We grew up together. You're from Roosevelt?
Roosevelt, Strong Island.
That's right. Freeport, Roosevelt. We always say the Freeport-Roosevelt connection. And the circle of friends is very small. As we get older and we do a lot of projects together, you're going to see that circle get smaller and smaller.
Right.
And you realize, wow, we all know the same individuals, and we work together, and we have a mission in life. And most of us have a lot in common, and that mission is to be successful and help the next generation be successful.
Yeah, no question.
All right, so let's get into some questions here. All right, so you said, let's start from the beginning. Where are you from?
Roosevelt, Strong Island.
Strong Island.
1 mile square long. That's it. Roosevelt.
Exactly. When I describe Freeport and Roosevelt, if we didn't have a sign in the street that said "Welcome to Freeport" or "Welcome to Roosevelt," you'd think it was just like one continuous town. So that's how small it was. Just like blends.
Very small.
Blends right in. Mm-hmm. Growing up in Roosevelt, did that influence your direction in life?
Well, that was the place that I had to grow up in. You know.
Well, certain experiences that kind of like nurtured you and pushed you in a certain direction. I know for me, growing up in Freeport, in a very diverse community, it offered me different opportunities to experience different cultures, and to be able to develop relationships with all different types of people.
Well, Roosevelt was different when I was growing up. None but African Americans. There was no Latinos at all. It was African Americans. So
Right.
Who I was around.
Here's a little fun fact for me. When I was a young child, I lived with my grandparents, and they literally were the last house in Freeport, and I was enrolled in the Roosevelt School District. So if I would have stayed with my grandparents, they were literally the last house. The next house started Roosevelt. So if I would have stayed in the Roosevelt, stayed with my grandparents, I would have graduated in '82 with Aaron Hall from Roosevelt High School.
Right.
So literally on Sterling Place.
Right, I know exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Last house right there.
But then it's Babylon Turnpike, Roosevelt.
That's it, right there.
Yeah.
Yep. So, you know, I mean, I remember the community back then, and then I saw the changes, and then my parents in the early '70s bought a house. Finally, they saved up enough money. That's why I was living with my grandparents, and we moved down to South Freeport, and that's why I ended up going to school there.
Right.
All right. You said, what spurred your interest in martial arts?
Ooh, Bruce Lee.
Yes.
Of course. Back in let's go back to the 68 when Green Hornet came out.
Right.
He was Kato. Little Chinese dude that was devastated with his hands and feet. Handsome guy. I want to be like him. That started it.
Yeah, I think you and the rest of the nation,
Yes.
and probably a lot percentage of the world.
That's the man.
He was, you know, a legend, and he really introduced us to the martial arts because of the culture of the Asian community. That kind of like
My stereotype of Hong Kong, you know, that's stuff. He wasn't with that.
Right,
so
exactly.
He's the first one that broke away from stereotype, became a big, huge movie star martial artist that changed the face of martial arts.
Right. I know there was a lot of you know, controversy with that, and because he was in San Francisco, right, California, and the Asian community really didn't accept him because of that. And he really opened up the doors for the rest of us.
Right. They didn't want him to teach foreigners the martial arts and stuff like that. Right. But he's his own man. Right. He did what he wanted to do. Just as I.
Exactly. All right. Did you think your martial arts would lead to a career in using the martial arts?
Growing up, I knew that I wanted to learn martial arts, and I was very good at what I was doing. Never knew it would be a career.
Right.
But, you know, God. It's God.
Right.
That wanted me to do this.
The door opened for you.
Yes.
How did you get involved with Master Duncan?
The late Grandmaster Ronald Duncan. Ooh, how many years was that? I believe in 1997 I got into a martial art style called Koguru Ninjutsu, which I was not familiar with at all because I came from a karate background, from Roosevelt, the Kasugan Warriors, back at the Roosevelt Youth Center. So once I found out this martial art form through my friend of mine's, Brian Lyons, he took me to the school, and that's where I learned Koguru Ninjutsu, and found out the Grand Master was Old Sensei Ronald Duncan. Now, Old Sensei Ronald Duncan was the one that brought Ninjutsu to America. It wasn't a guy called Stephen Hayes that most people know. He's an Iga ninja. We are Koga ninjas. Ronald Duncan was the first man to bring Ninjutsu to America. So I want you to know. Old Sensei Ronald Duncan. Back then, it was so prejudiced. It was the black belt magazines. They didn't give him that.
Right.
They gave it to the white guy.
Yeah. It's all these politics.
Yeah,
involved.
it is. But I wanted to be known.
Because I studied Hung Gar Kung Fu in the early to mid '80s, and even we even knew about him, even though it's a different discipline. But that's the reputation he had.
Right.
And he went around to all the local colleges and he was teaching. Now, I went to Nassau for 3 years, and then from there I transferred to New York Tech, and then I stayed there for my master's, and then I moved out to Iowa for medical school. But we knew about him, and he came in, he taught. I know he taught at Delphi. He gave some classes. He was Nassau and a few other schools. I think he was also at C.W. Post teaching. So that's how important his role is to teach this particular family and style of
If it's your passion to teach, you got that gift, you share it.
Right.
And he was passionate, a very short man, but very dangerous man.
Right.
So I got to know him literally. I ran into him with my car. My car ran into his. Ooh. By accident. I was parking, he was going in the wrong way, and we tapped the cars. So I'll never forget, I looked in my rearview mirror, and I seen this little guy flaring his hands like this. I said, this little guy, he don't know he don't know me. He don't know what I can do. So when I got out the car, I said, sir, you came out the wrong way. I do apologize. He said, well, I just got my car fixed. Hey, what's going on? And I was like, this guy really don't know me. And then I said, let's exchange license. Right. My company will take care of it. So when we exchanged license, it says Ronald Duncan. I was like a Chinese boy. What? Ronald Duncan? Oh, master, I'm sorry. I could not believe that was old Sensei Ronald Duncan. And I had pictures of him at my desk, jumping out of trees with a katana in his hand, and I happened to meet him. We literally ran into each other. That's how we met.
Wow.
Yes.
You know, well, I guess that's it was meant to be.
It was meant to be. Yes.
You know, sometimes you know you run into people. You know, I mean, where does it come from? Could be divine. We don't know. I mean, it was meant to be.
It was meant to be.
Yeah, and then you became a student. Now you're teaching and following in his footsteps and passing that knowledge on.
Right.
And also you teach the self-defense as well. And I know because you discussed that. We'll get that into a little later. But you really that's a lot of passion for you to teach the women and the children how to defend themselves.
Right. Women, children, men. You know, the world we live in, anybody can get it.
That's right.
And when it comes hard. And you have to be ready for it.
That's right.
It's not a game out in the streets.
Yeah, well, a lot of people, the misconception is you know, the city's hard. No, Long Island's hard too. You know, it depends on, you don't know the character that you're running into. They could be on drugs, they could be on alcohol, or just, you know, not taking medication, you know, mentally unstable, and they're coming at you.
The same unstable person may live in New York and come to Long Island. That's the same person.
Yeah. LIRR, take it right out.
Come on, man.
Exactly. All right, so I know we got something important because you want to show us something here. And this is about the music industry. How did you get involved with the music industry?
Ooh, way back when I had a hairline. You see, it's going now. So.
Hey, I'm here too.
So you talk about back in, when rap first started, really about in the early 80s. I met with a group called Spectrum. Spectrum turned into Public Enemy later on. So when I was with a group, before that I was with a group called The Heavyweights, and C.A. the DJ was my brother. He's the first man that coined the term mic check 1 2 1 2. That was my brother, Carl Allen, C.A. the DJ. Make a note of that. That was his way of checking the mic check 1 2 1 2. So I left my brother and got down with Spectrum City.
Right.
Spectrum City, of course, was Hank Shockley, Keith Shockley, Chucky D.
Right.
Now his name is Chuck D. Flavor came later.
Right.
So even before I did the record with Spectrum City, I did a record on my own with a brother by the name of Charles Cassius that made a record called Breaking the Space, Keymatic. My record was called On the DJ's Birthday. My group was called Butch Cassidy. I was Butch Cassidy, and we had the Funk Bunch.
That's it.
And we made a jam called DJ's Birthday, 1984. So it made me the first rapper on Long Island with a record deal.
Well, we're gonna put a picture of you, because I have a picture. We'll put it online so you can see.
Right, and the music's going there too, so I'll show you how to get the music.
There you go.
Yeah.
You see, you're getting a lot of history here. A lot of people they have no idea of how deep this goes, and the scope of your career, your life.
Right.
You know, it's not just okay. I went in martial arts and I'm a teacher. No, you went into the singing industry and
Comedy.
There's a lot.
Oh, it's a lot.
It's a lot. Let's see what you said. How did you feel when you got your first record deal?
I was very happy. Never got an ego behind it. It was a good record, a fun record. I performed maybe in Washington, maybe Philly. Even they did a remix of the record. It was doing very well. Pockets didn't do that well, but the record did okay.
Right,
because with promotion and industry and payola with the DJs, if you don't, they won't play your record and stuff behind that.
Right, exactly. And you always hear about artists saying that they're really not making a lot of money because they're talking about points, and that's the percentage you get off the out of the record. And remember, everyone gets paid before you get paid, and there's a lot of people on that line, and their hands are out because there's a lot of upfront money.
Yep.
And then by the time you get yours, you look at your check and go, "Wow, all this work, and there's really not much left."
Nothing.
Not much left. All right, so let's get into, I know you had something, I'd like you can grab this piece right here.
Let's bring this product here, as you can see.
This is, what do you call that, the mic check candy?
This is called the Mic Check the Candy. And this was inspired, it took me, about 20 some odd years to put this out. It started off as, I needed something to educate the youth. Back in 86, 87, I remember this kid, he couldn't even read, but he knew about star rims on the car. He was more interested in the star rims on the car than learning how to read or his math. And I said to myself, it's a shame. It has to be the way to educate these youth.
Right.
So as a MC and as a comedian, I said, if I was 10 feet tall, this is the way I think. If I was 10 feet tall, that microphone would look like a what in my hand? A lollipop. So I said, let me try to educate kids through a candy lollipop, a microphone. So my first initial invention was a microphone in the store. The top part was edible, different flavors. Now the name of the flavors like love, hope. So imagine the kid saying, Mommy, instead of saying cherry, Mommy, I want love.
Right.
He's naming the flavor. I want hope. I want, passion.
Right, right. All positive.
All positive stuff, but this is candy. So later on, I got it trademarked on it, but I couldn't get nobody to really support that. So I met a guy named Rob Auerbach. Rob Auerbach runs a candy company called Candyrific. $20 million a year this man makes. He's the one that has the toys, that fly and fans and Scooby-Doo and all the big name people. So he got behind me, and thank God for him. He believed in me, and it turned to do something bigger that I didn't think it would turn to.
Right, right.
But he said the only way I'm gonna do it is Chuck D, my friend, was a part of it.
Right.
So Chuck agreed. So now what you see is Mike Check the Candy. So now it's a microphone. You press the button and see if you hear this one.
Chuck D, and this is another microphone message
This
for
was
you
good.
and the crew. Sensei says respect yourself and honor your parents. There might be many parents out there, but rarely does one get more than two. Respecting the earth and all life leads to respecting yourself. This Mike Check message from me, myself, and I, Chuck D, and Mike Messenger, Sensei Aaron. We say peace.
So again, each microphone has 3 different inspirational messages written by me, conveyed by Chuck D. In the bottom of it, you have candy in the bottom with more inspirational messages. So these were in the store. They did well, but without marketing, promotion, you know what happens then.
Right.
And that's what happened.
You need big bucks to push it.
Right.
And that means you need someone who's 100% behind you, and it's tough.
Yes, it's tough.
It's tough.
It's hard because when you're doing it by myself,
Yeah.
I'm doing all this by myself. I can't do it by myself.
No.
But it's hard when you reach out to people and the people are not there to help you out. That's what I'm going through right now.
Right. You're talking a few $100,000 just to get started.
Yes.
And then you need a few million to push it because marketing is very expensive.
Very, very expensive.
And everything has to be bulk. So it's not like
Right.
you can make one unit. You're talking
Right.
gross. So that means you need a storage house. You
Right.
need several 20, 30, 40, 50,000 units to keep
Right.
the cost down.
Right.
You know how much that costs? You have to have a big banker supporting you.
Yes,
Yeah.
the
It's
business
tough.
plan has to be tight.
Right. So I know like you said, you were part of Public Enemy. At the very beginning, it was Public Enemy. It was Spectrum City.
Right.
And that was 808 Front Street. Is that it? Or
510 South
Yeah,
Franklin,
right.
Hempstead.
Okay,
510 South Franklin, Hempstead.
Right. I forget because a lot of the guys would go in there and they would record. We had in Freeport, behind just north of the train tracks, we had another recording studio.
Right on the corner there.
Right on the corner, right by
Something
7-Eleven.
Sound, yeah.
Yeah.
Something's forgot. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that was another studio there we were
Right.
using there. So what do we have here?
So here, as far as me being with Spectrum City, I left the group. I'm not going to get into that. In 85. Yes. Flavor came along as a roadie. Me and Chuck were partners. We put out a record called Check Out the Radio and Lies on Vanguard Records. And the soundtrack was in a movie called South Central as Butch Cassidy and Chuck D. Once I left the group, Flavor came, he was a roadie, and those two merged with Professor Griff into Public Enemy. Still, my relationship with them was a very positive one. These are my brothers from another mother.
Right.
And I've been on tour with them many times. I supported their careers. And through that, they gave me, when they went to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they got inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So they gave me this plaque.
Nice plaque to honor that.
Yes, I mean.
So you were part of the history.
Yes, I was. Yes, I was.
And you
still
worked with the S1Ws and helped setting up and.
Yeah, as far as S1Ws were security, but I was a little more than that. I became an interrogator. So my job was to protect Flavor when he jumped into the crowd and stuff like that. S1Ws just stay on stage. Right. So mine was a little deeper. So for that, I got the plaque. you know, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees.
That's it.
My name is somewhere right there.
There you go.
So that's good.
Well, you just made up, which is a good segue because something that I wanted to cover, and you're talking about security. So we went, you learned martial arts, open up your own school, but before that you went into also the music industry, but as a security guard. So let's talk about and drop a few names here that you worked with over the years.
Right. I worked with Tupac. Ooh, that's when he was doing a Humpty Hump. That was back in 1990 when I went on tour, Fear of a Black Planet, Public Enemy. Heavy D, that's when one of his dancers died. He fell off a building. People say he fell off stage pop locking. No, so that was tragic. That happened in Indiana. But I became Tupac's bodyguard. Because in certain states you can't curse, you can't do any sexual acts that will put you in jail.
Right.
And Digital Underground has sexual acts.
Right.
Where Tupac was doing something with a blow-up doll. And the cops was waving handcuffs on that side and that side.
Right.
Pac was like, Sensei, help me. Okay, we can't go there, can't go there, let's go there. Split the crowd in half and jump down with Pac. So I helped him, you know, escape to a lot of venues where he was gonna get arrested.
Right.
Now, I wasn't there when they got shot. People said, no, that was 2 years after me.
Right.
So, also Pat LaBelle, Kid and Play.
Yeah.
The young new edition when it was Candy Girl. I was there. Ice-T. That's pretty much it.
Pretty much
That's,
it.
Yes.
It's a pretty legendary crowd that you work with, you know, from all different genres of music.
Right.
All right, so let's go, because we have to segue into one of your videos.
Okay.
But I know that you're very spiritual.
Yes.
Okay, where do you get your inspiration from? You know,
From God.
and it's a message that comes down through you into your work.
Right. Without God, I am nothing. You know, sometimes it's hard because you're on this earth and God has his laws. You want to try to abide by the laws, but you got to seek him out and he'll seek you.
Right.
You meet him, he'll come halfway and meet you.
Exactly.
So what you get ready to see, I'm a vessel of God. I go to clubs, and a lot of people can't do this. How do you go to a club and the guy's scratching, DJing, and you know, then you have a talent show, whatever, and you ask them to turn the music down? How many people love the Lord? Put your hands in the air. They're not used to that. They're used to bottles of Hennessy. If you love Hennessy, put your hands in the air.
Right,
no,
right.
I say God. This is in the club, and people are looking at me like, who's this guy?
Right.
Then I let him know that I'm the former bodyguard for like Tupac Shakur, this and this and this. You know, God is real. Seek God while he could be found, because this world is doomed. And it's no joke. Your heart stops, you're going somewhere. You're not going to just be floating in la la land. You're going somewhere. Right. So this clip you're going to see right now, it's, of course, the Bible has power and strength through the words.
Right.
What you're going to see right now is to witness the true power of God through me. This stuff is not a trick. I'm not the hip-hop magician. It's not magic what I'm doing. It is truly a gift from God. And don't try this at home.
Right. So what's the name of this clip?
This clip is called The Amazing Feats of Strength. Sensei Aaron Allen done at Calmar Park maybe 2 years ago.
All right.
Incredible feats of strength.
Excellent. So sit back and watch this little segment here.
Yeah, you must have stayed. Yeah, you gotta stay to your left. Don't get on. You gotta stay to your left. On and land. Just now.
Give it up for Sensei Aaron.
Yeah, when you make that right. See that right, man? It's outside. Yo, what you driving to?
All right, that was pretty interesting. Well, there you saw Sensei working his inspirational techniques. And with that, he's here to inspire you. If he can do this, you can do this.
Right.
So I got two more questions,
Okay.
and then we'll close out the show. And I want to make sure if anyone wants to contact you, you're going to give that information. But where do you see yourself in the future?
Teaching all over the world.
Talking-
Real combat.
Right,
Not
right,
the
right.
traditional stuff for trophies. I'm into the real combat stuff that works in the streets.
Right, and that's what you teach
That's
in your
real
school.
combat.
Right. I'd like you to offer a message to inspire our viewers, our youth, and that's both adults and children.
Right.
So offer a message. Look right into that camera, because we got over 1 million viewers.
Oh boy. you have to believe in yourself, first of all. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody's going to believe you. You have to have goals. With those goals, you have to have a plan to achieve those goals. You have to dream and dream that your goals will be achieved. You can do whatever you want to do in this life that you live. We're only here like a mist. We'll be going in a second. So live your life the best way in a positive manner each and every day. Respect yourself, respect others. And that's the deal. You can do it.
Right.
You can do it. Believe.
Faith.
God.
Yes. No, it's an important message.
Yes.
That's being lost today. And right now, and this is the 6th, August 6th, 2014, and as Christians, we're being challenged right now. We're being questioned about Jesus. It's almost to the point where they're saying he didn't exist.
Exactly.
All right?
So watered down. They're trying to water it down, but you can't water down God.
That's right.
You
That's
can't.
right. So we're being challenged at every aspect of life and our faith. Remember, stay strong to your faith.
Yes.
Stay strong.
That's it.
And you're going to be
That's all we got.
successful.
Yes.
All right. So we're finishing up here, but if someone wants to contact you and they want to learn and maybe become a student of yours, how can they contact you?
First, you can hit me on email, Sensei Aaron Allen, SENSEI Aaron, AARON Allen, ALLEN at yahoo.com. You can get me on Facebook under Sensei Aaron Allen. Those are the ways. Right. And YouTube, Sensei Aaron Allen. Good footage on YouTube, Sensei Aaron Allen. Yeah.
That's important.
The real deal.
Reach out.
Right.
You're going to get the real deal.
The real deal.
Real deal, not watered down, not guys that make stuff up.
This
is the real deal. It was trained from Grandmaster Duncan, one of the best in the world.
Koga Ninja.
There you go.
Yes.
All right. Sensei, I want to thank you for being part of the Dr. Tommy O Show.
Yes.
God bless you
Take
too.
Care.
And peace and
blessings.
Fitness, health, everything.
All right.
God bless.
God bless.
Thank you.
Hello, my name is Sensei Brian Lyons, and I grew up in Belmore, Long Island. I basically had hard-working parents who actually inspired me. My father especially, he's a hard-working man. He always said, if you want something, go out there and work for it. Basically trained for about 30 years in the art of ninjutsu, American ninjutsu. It's basically a well-rounded system, covers all areas of self-defense, and my expertise is hand-to-hand combat. And I've been teaching for about 20 years right now, and have several students, and it's something that I really enjoy, you know. So finding your niche is very important in life. You have to seek it out, and if you've seen something that you like, you go out there and get it. Just like my father said, you always go out there and get it. If you want it, you go out there and get it. And my brother and I, he's a designer, and he actually designed a supercar, like the Lamborghini or the Bugatti. This car is actually amazing. He's a designer, and I inspired him to design his own car. And so he did. It's all done in the computer, and it's ready to go into production after we get funded. If anybody out there says that you cannot do anything, do not believe them. You go out there and get it. You can do it, whether it be school, a doctor, lawyer, whatever it may be, you can do it. Always remember that. From Sensei Brian Lyons.